Hey, what's up? My name is Dr. Marcella Wilson. I'm a computer science professor, and I have a website called learnaiandchatgpt.com. And guess what? Most store owners, whether they're e-commerce stores, Shopify stores, or they're selling, services that they offer, most websites are coming to the realization that they're invisible to ChatGPT, Claude, Copilot, all of these AI search engines. These search engines cannot see your products. They cannot see the services you're offering. So that means they effectively do not exist. So today I'm going to show you exactly how GEO, or generative engine optimization, how to use that to show up in AI search results, and basically how to say bye-bye to keywords and to SEO. All right, so most websites are invisible to AI. So there's an interesting statistic that I just learned. 88% of all websites are invisible on AI agents, or they're invisible to AI search results. They're invisible to AI. And that's a problem if you're trying to sell products and services online. Why? Because more and more and more people are going to AI or LLMs like ChatGPT or Copilot or Claude to start their search, start their research for products. So people are shifting to LLMs versus Google, right? So that means if you own a business, you sell products and services, you want to show up in AI search results, right? Right now, the majority of websites are not showing up. So that's a problem. That's a problem, right? Because more and more people are going to LLMs to search, to buy, to do research. So listen, I'm in my computer lab, and what we do here is we study AI visibility. Like, how is it that, AI search results show certain citation, or how do they come up with their results? And I use that information to help businesses to get them to show up in AI search results, right? So I want to talk about 3 points just to kind of encourage you, if you're a business owner, to kind of shift away from SEO. SEO still has its place, but I like to say it's sunsetting, right? It still has its place, but we're moving towards GEO, which is generative engine optimization, which is letting AI bots scan our websites and show results on LLMs like ChatGPT, Claude, Copilot, and Gemini, right? Because we're moving more towards, just typing phrases into Google and it returning, 10 links. We're moving from that, and we're moving towards typing questions into ChatGPT or another LLM and getting an actual response back. So when we are searching, our searches are more context aware, right? They're more personalized to you. So let's talk about how that shift can actually get more eyes on your business and get you more sales, because that's what it all comes down to, right? That's what's most important. So the first point that I want to make is that there's a huge AI visibility gap. The other day, I got an email about someone giving a webinar on, how to use SEO to get more business. And that's not a bad thing, but again, more and more people are using LLMs to search and find information about what they want to buy. So you want to be found in AI search results, right? So in this lab, we look at how LLMs process information, right? Traditional SEO was made really for Google spiders and crawlers that kind of cross websites, and they use keywords and they check backlinks and they index information. And then if you type in a keyword or a keyword phrase, it's going to return a set of links back to you, right? That's SEO. But GEO, or generative engine optimization, and some people call it AEO or AIEO, that's using AI agents or AI bots to crawl sites so that they can index your site and use it if they have to return an answer to someone who asks a question in an LLM, right? So in this lab, what we do is we study entity fragmentation. So you say, what is that? So if your site has entity fragmentation, that means your data is scattered and non-existent. That means that AI agents, even though they're maybe able to see your site, they cannot read it or understand it. It's confusing to them, right? So an AI bot only has a limited amount of time. It has a specific budget of time that it takes to scan a site. So if it can't understand your site, or if it's hard to read, it's going to skip your site and go to another site that is set up to be read by AI bots, right? It's going to go to your competitor instead. So like I said before, right now, 88% of websites, we did a study, 88% of websites that are on the web are not set up to be read by AI bots. So most websites have entity fragmentation. Most bots can't understand a site, and therefore they're not showing up in AI search results. So this is a huge opportunity for a business if they set up their site correctly to be read by AI bots. So I actually have a Chrome extension that scans sites and sees, and it tells you in seconds if your site is able to be read by AI bots or not. More information is in the description. But my first point is that there's a huge AI visibility gap, right? That most websites are experiencing. The second thing I want to point out to you is GEO isn't a game. Every time I hear GEO, I think about that old car, the Geo. You remember that? I might be dating myself. But anyway, GEO, again, it stands for Generative Engine Optimization. It's not a game, and it's not about gaming the algorithm. I think when people first understood Google and realized, like, hey, everybody was trying to rank on page 1 of Google, people were trying to game the system or game the Google algorithm, right? And there was this big thing, like people would be typing, the same keywords over and over and over again, keyword stuffing. They were doing all this stuff to show up on the first page of Google for their keyword or keyword phrase. Well, generative engine optimization, or GEO, you can't do that, right? Because it's more context aware, right? When you type a question into an LLM, first of all, the result is personalized to your question. And second, it wants to give you an answer back, not just a list of links. It's actually trying to solve your problem or answer your question. So these AI bots are scanning the internet for websites, and they are trying to gather the information, understand it, so they can in turn spit it back out in an answer to someone that asked, right? So GEO, you can't really game the system, right? So what these AI bots do is, again, they're scanning sites, right? So like I said in point one, if your site is not set up to be read by AI bots, if you have entity fragmentation, if you don't have this correct schema in place, correct structured data on your site so that AI bots can read it, you cannot show up in AI search results because it cannot understand your data, right? So GEO is not something that you can kind of game the system or keyword stuff, right? You have to have the information on your site, and that information has to be able to be read by AI bots. Okay? So again, data shows that we've studied here, the majority of websites are not ready to be read and understood by AI bots, okay? And let's talk about the solution, right? So you're a business owner, you're trying to show up in AI search results because you realize like everybody has ChatGPT on their phone or their desktop. Everybody is using LLMs every day. I want to show up in AI search results. I want my products and services to show up, right? What do you have to do? Because eventually, in order to stay competitive, all sites are going to have to be read by AI bots, right? So, first thing I would recommend is to see how much entity fragmentation your site has, or can your site be read by AI bots, right? That is step one of the solution. So what I recommend that you do is that in the description, there's a link to my Chrome browser. It's free. You can scan your site in seconds and it can tell you, it's going to give you a score. And it'll let you know, can your site be read by AI bots? It's going to give you a score, and enter your email because we'll send you a detailed description of the scan results, right? You really, 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 really want to do this. And it's really, really important now because, again, search is shifting from Google to the LLMs. And this is a unique opportunity in time where you have an opportunity, a massive opportunity to just kill it. If you can solve that entity fragmentation or that AI visibility problem on your website, if you can set up your website so it can be scanned by AI bots, you're going to reap the benefits. All right. So those are my 3 points today. We talked about there is a huge AI visibility gap. GEO is not a game, and scaling the solution. The solution is to step one, start with a scan, right? Yes, eventually you'll have to get your whole site updated. I don't want to say redone. I don't want to scare people, but you have to get it updated. So start now. So again, my name is Dr. Marcella Wilson. Thank you so much for taking the time. If you like this video, please like it. If you know other business owners that are interested in showing up more in AI search results, share this with them. Please like and subscribe. It's been great talking to you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.